project in Colorado, an affiliate of the National Council La Raza, I might add, and MALDEF, the Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund. And he represents, I think, gratefully and thankfully, the new breed of politicians in our community. We tend to use the word politician in a pejorative sense, but I think when it comes to Federico Peña, he brings honor to that appellation. And so he represents that bridging of the political arena with the civil rights community. You may also not be aware of the fact of the numbers in the city and county of Denver, Colorado. And so let me share with you a little bit of history. If you look at all of our research, one fact comes across very strikingly. It's very hard for Latinos to get elected unless there is an overwhelming majority of Latinos in a given political jurisdiction. And I can't think of any place in the country, or very few places in the country, where we've been able to elect Latinos, Hispanics, where we weren't the overwhelming majority. I remember in my own organization, one of our more influential leaders and pioneers in the National Council of La Raza was a fellow by the name of Hank Lopez. Some of you may know, may remember him. He's a lawyer from California. And his own example in the political arena, I think, is instructive. He ran for statewide office in California. And when he ran, he got the nomination of the Democratic Party. And in that year, every single nominee on that ticket from the Democratic Party won statewide election, with the exception of Hank Lopez. So everywhere we went, we just find, and everywhere we go, we find that it's very, very difficult for Latinos to be able to win the support of the Anglo community. Now, we're not going to discuss whether that's a fault in the other side or a fault on our side. We're going to leave that alone because we're here to talk about happy things. But the marvelous thing about Federico Peña is, despite the fact that the city and county of Denver is only about 17% Latino, Federico Peña won election and re-election. And he did it not by simply going along with the system. He took on big projects, tough projects, an airport, some major reforms in city government and county government. So he wasn't simply, was not going to be complacent, wasn't going to be satisfied with simply going along. He took on the system. He took on the big projects, the big challenges of his city. So it's no wonder that when President Lincoln, what was I going to say, Lincoln? I'm losing it. When President Clinton, when President Hillary, no, when President Clinton looked around and wanted the most qualified person that he could find, it was very natural for him to pick the Honorable Federico Peña.
Thank you very much, Raul. Please sit down, everybody, and make yourselves comfortable. Let me first thank my very good friend, Raul Izaguirre, for that very interesting introduction. First of all, Raul, I want to thank you for not discussing my early origins and what I did in 5th grade, and there's a very good reason for that. Among others is the fact that when the president asked me to serve in this position, I was immediately adopted by 3 cities and 2 states. The city, Edward, that we were both born in, Laredo, Texas, which of course immediately adopted me and said that I was the son of Laredo. The city where I was raised, Brownsville, Texas, of course, said I was a native son of Brownsville. And then all of my good friends in Denver who had supported me for 20 years So I'm glad we didn't go over that history. And let me also say, Raul, I think you need a little vacation. It is clear you have been working with too many administrations. You know, Raul always talks about how long he has been struggling. I mean, you heard him tell his story, but I didn't know it went back that far. At any rate, let me seriously, I'll tell the president, don't worry, say